Headed to week 2, about to face our division rivals in the Arizona Cardinals, who are also 0-1, with the Rams being the only team in the division to win their first game. Another home game for us and another primetime slot. Of course, in week 1, a very tough opponent in the Dallas Cowboys team. We actually played in the championship round to get to the Super Bowl. We're changed a little bit in the roster downgrade-wise, and they're obviously about the same, if not better. And ultimately, we just turned the ball over way too much. Couldn't put enough drives in for points because of that. And we got to take care of the football, simply put. Let's take a look at the team, though. Obviously, it's good to keep a base of where we are at all times. And hopefully we'll have some more upgrades, as that's obviously a great part of the franchise. It's just upgrading your players and getting better. Obviously, we would like to see a couple of better performances. Tariq Woolen really didn't look like his normal self in that one, and I would like to see a little bit better pass rush, but obviously playing against that insanely good Dallas Cowboys offensive line will definitely do that to you. But to take a look at the players of the week on top of it, don't think we would have got one, but we could have led to one, which we didn't. The Dolphins with players of the week out the gate looking very fresh, very strong, coming off of a Super Bowl trip, but as we know, not a Super Bowl victory. And obviously, we have to look at the Cardinals roster. First, we want to see their injuries. They might have changed themselves up. Maybe their points of emphasis will change because of that. We want to make sure that we're up to date, especially since the division rival. We'll have to play them again at some point here soon enough, I'd imagine. Kyler Murray is still the quarterback 1. A.J. Dillon, the starting running back, with Darrell Henderson at number 2 and Isaiah Pollard at number 3. The wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, definitely downgrading a bit because of age, but he's still really good. Rondale Moore keeps getting better. No Marquise Brown. I was going to say Hollywood. Corey Davis here. Donovan Kinley, and then Jay Jones. Kind of feel like some youth here is being wasted, but that's not my job. Tyler Higbee, the tight end 1. Why you wouldn't use Trey McBride, I don't know. Left tackle, they need to improve. Left guard, they tried to improve. Center, they need to improve. Right guard looks to be on track. Right tackle looks to be on track. Clowney, left end, starter. He's kind of up there in age. Right end, Epinesa. He's not the greatest, but his power move's okay. Barmore, pretty good block shedder. Outside linebacker and Andrew Van Ginkel, a lot faster than I would have thought. Finesse is decent. Good versatility from him. A lot of speed and a lot of talent at middle linebacker. Right outside linebacker, Mold is obviously a solid player. Quarterback Murphy, very good corner. But number 2, Rasul Douglas, very slow in that spot. Darnay Holmes is short. They've got a very interesting group of cornerbacks that just, I don't know if they fit together. Jalen Thompson obviously looks pretty good, and then Budda Baker is great as ever. As for how I feel like they're going to want to attack us, I would say inside run because of A.J. Dillon and obviously, the read option ability of Kyler Murray, and then attacking them. It seems like they're not a very good run defense. I don't know if I agree with that. They got really good linebackers, maybe not the best in run support, but I don't know. I really don't like that. I think I'm going to go throw it short. I don't really think they're going to be that bad at run defense like it's saying that they are. To come out of immersion just before the game for a moment, I did say I was going to have a new series today, but I wanted to get some episodes in before I actually upload, so then I have something to work with if we want to, upload a couple in a row. This is the online franchise, so no more Vikings franchise, but we are a brand new team. Definitely will still have the relocation franchise at some point. Kind of deciding how I want to do that. I don't know if I want to just go with the traditional style of doing some sort of lower-end fantasy draft. I like a fantasy draft because it mixes things up, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that yet. But that definitely will be coming, and so will that online franchise with a brand new team, which could be a lot of fun and an even bigger challenge. I'm not sure. Maybe at the end of the week, perhaps, that'll come out. But, yeah, apologize about that, but let's get into this. Hopefully no apologies after this game because I do not want to drop to 0-2. DeMathis Chambers with an upgrade. He wasn't terrible last week. I'd like to see him get a little bit more physical. The tackling was physical, but as far as coverage-wise, there was some question marks out there. And then Luke Marshall, who's played pretty well in, all of his roles, really, as the backup safety and now the starting safety, who has obviously got a bright future. Another primetime home game here to start off week 2 of the regular season. I feel like I just dropped a sex tape. Everyone's trying to get us in that nighttime, primetime slot and just get a look at us. It's like, ooh, they draw. Oh, spicy. Oh, they're the ones to watch now. Everyone wants to see us on prime time, and we didn't disappoint in week 1. Obviously, we lost the game, but a 1-point loss is obviously about as interesting as you can get. 1-point win, 1-point loss. You can't really get much closer than that, as obviously we're looking to hopefully beat up on a lesser squad. We know it is a division rival matchup, and we know the Cardinals do have talent, but the comparison between this team and the Cowboys, if you're looking at even how bad things went last week, if you're playing a team like the Cardinals, you probably win that game, right? Like, Dallas is the cream of the crop. We only lost by 1 with all those turnovers and different mistakes, bad reads, all of the stuff that could have possibly happened. Big plays we allowed, down the field, and we only lost by 1. So we still got to feel pretty good about ourselves, even though we are already 0-1 on the season. Kicking this one off to start it out is what some people may call the best punter in the league, and some people being me. And that's all that really matters, is my opinion, and no one else's, really. Kyler Murray coming out on the field. I don't know who Murley is, but hopefully he's just as good as Kyler Murray. Of course, looking at the stats from week 1, very game manager-esque, but very efficient. Got those touchdowns in, and I don't know what kind of a matchup it was. It could have very well been a game where he just didn't need to play that kind of role. Maybe they had a huge rushing touchdown. Maybe he had a huge rushing touchdown. Don't judge a book by its cover. Unless you judge Greer's week 1, because it actually was a pretty tough time, I suppose. But it wasn't his fault, in fairness, as they are going to get a quick throw out there and gain about 8 yards to the left side, throwing the ball early. This is a team that usually runs it a little bit early on and then just completely abandons it, but so far, maybe not, and that is a massive stiff arm from A.J. Dillon on Jordan Brooks, who is maxed out in tackling. This time they actually started with a throw, and then they go with the run, and it worked out. 1st and 10. That was a bit of violence. I don't appreciate that. They're going to go with Henderson on the second down, or the second run, and they fumble, but I don't think that would have actually been a fumble anyways. But because it didn't hurt anyone, they aren't going to review it. But he was definitely down. 1st and 10 after successful first down runs, back-to-back now, and some trouble. Adams needs to go for the pick there. Kyler Murray got a little antsy, and he almost just costed them, and probably should have just costed them possession. I don't know how we're not picking that. At least attempt it. I get it. You're stone hands Adams. Red is going to do just enough. It's going to be a decent gainer, but it still will be 3rd down. Still got to try it. Even if you're stone's hands, McGee, just get out there and make a play. Give it an attempt. Do something. Red going to try to make a play. The blitz not working. Sit-down route. Really good tackle from Barnes, who's really had himself from preseason till now a really good start to his season, especially in that tackling game, especially for his size. But unfortunately beat there just by a really good timing play. It's not easy. Those routes are tough to defend, especially in man coverage. Trying to go deep, and Woolen in really good coverage, just like Barnes, but it will be caught nonetheless. Great coverage doesn't matter if they end up covering, they catch the ball. So let's not have a linebacker one-on-one against Hopkins. Personally, I don't think it's a great idea. I just don't. Northcutt gets a push. Huge hit by Adams. Moore was on the ground in like 0.4 seconds after being contacted by Adams. That was a huge hit. Gain of 3, limiting them finally a little bit. It's a pretty long drive so far. 4 minutes. And with Woolen missing the tackle, it'll be a touchdown. Corey Davis muscling his way into the end zone with Adams and some other kind of like bigger guy. Was it Brooks? Wow. That is a hell of a play. Went low because that's usually how we get our hits with Woolen, and what an effort. Touchdown Cardinals on their first drive. He backed it up right in there. Yep, that's what I said. Caldwell on the return, and he will get a chance to take this one back, although you can see with the way the blocking goes. Trying to cut it back inside. What a decision. And gets it to the 31. Nice couple of blocks there. One away, really, from breaking it all the way. Really good return, though. So we'll take the ball at the 31-yard line. Greer's numbers You know, the numbers don't look super great. I believe he did have a rushing touchdown on top of it, but those 2 interceptions, not really his fault. Lots of pressure, a couple of throws where you just kind of had to force it. It's like you either throw the pick or you waste the play anyways. You might as well give it a chance. You know, it's either you throw it up, get picked, or the play's wasted anyway, so you might as well give it a go. To the outside, Kenneth on the very first play. Stiff arming will gain about 4. Kenneth, first game, definitely a strugglesome one, but was able to come away with 75 yards. Got to get involved a little bit more this game and hopefully a little more effectively. And let's also maybe try to limit those fumbles if we don't mind. To the outside, Noah Fant did a pretty good job, but an even better job there by the Cardinals defender. Wow, that was a really good play by Darnay Holmes, who's really not supposed to be built like that. For 3rd and 1, trying to go for this first down. The play action could be risky. Gonna go with the backup tight end. He's huge. Trying to truck, kind of does. Gets 11 yards and the first down. Nice little trickery on the play action. You know, kind of hinted to them this game early on that we are trying to run the ball, and you know, oh Lord, that's not gonna be good. Tricked him out, but 2nd and 12 after that loss of 2 is gonna make things a little interesting. Also, I don't know who we're tricking out, but they better give me my damn money. 2nd and 12 from the 49-yard line. The running back is not gonna really be open. Do you take that? Yeah. Oh my God, thank God he swatted it. Really bad decision. And then 2, I thought it was Fant on that route. Wasn't. Very bad decision. It's even worse. Gonna try to quickly throw that in, and that's gonna be intercepted. These reads, man. Greer, one-on-one. Good tackle. I mean, glad we're ran back, because kind of, it was like a give-up kind of feeling. I can't believe he jumped that route. Usually they're willing to give up the tight end on this play, and the way he's fading back, and he kind of can, you know, almost contacts the wide receiver. I thought he was going to get ran into. I am shocked that he drove into that. That's a good play. Yeah, that whole turnover thing, not looking so great. Strugglesome drive in general. And in motion, good trickery, but not tricking Brooks is that triple option kind of sweep look, and they lose 3 yards on it, which is nice because we absolutely need to get a stop without giving up points on this drive. Trying to get out there, and a quick throw on the screen. That is a very good misdirection. Come on. Oh, Marshall, that was risky. That was so risky. They could have called a late hit. I'm glad they didn't. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, trusting Chambers, the rookie, one-on-one against Hopkins is such a mistake, I feel. But it works out, please. Okay. Really would have loved the sack there, but forcing the throwaway is just as good. It really isn't, but I say these things because otherwise I'd have a heart attack. The blood pressure would be too high. And there you go. A field goal allowed, but it could have been so much worse with their starting field position. So let's relax. Get back to the fundamentals, maybe open our eyes a little bit, not throw to the other team, and, you know, extend the totals of the picks this season to 4. That would be really good, and, I mean, that's not a great start. It is what it is. To the 25-yard line we go. Sweep to the side of their superstar, but Moore is a fast man, and he will utilize that speed to gain about 5. Not bad. Slants, because we're struggling to make reads, so why wouldn't you want to make a quick read, high-pressure situation play? Caldwell inside, dropped. Really good job by Budda Baker. Definitely felt that was a likely outcome, but he's open. We got the throw power. We got the read. What can we do? 3rd and 5, that linebacker. I don't care, it's Kenneth. Oh, that offensive line's not winning. Kenneth Walker with some room! Taking what could have been a loss of 2 for a 70-yard touchdown. That's a momentum changer right there, baby. I mean, if that guy makes the tackle in the hole, instead, yeah, you better do those reps. You strong. If that player makes the tackle, we're looking at a potential punt. Instead, it's a 70-yard touchdown. We needed that so badly. Just so badly. Are we out of the zone? What's the story? I didn't even see what it was. Trying to back up. He is on the move. And Brooks, we missed him. And Dillon is going to take advantage, gain 13 yards on the extended play. Obviously, it's very easy to get off your spot and try to move along with the quarterback because you just don't know if your guy's going to get him. He probably could have ran. But, man, we really need to stick to our guns and just play it out. Red, nice spin move, but nobody is tackling this guy one-on-one. I mean, even Adams there needed help. All right, 2nd and 6, 5 wide. Just going with some simple press man. I will say Jordan Brooks is definitely struggling today. Like, who even is that getting the ball? Number 80, I don't even know who that is. Like, do they have an injury that we just didn't see? It was maybe in special teams play. Pushing through, and so is Dylan. He gains a yard on what felt like a blown-up play, which, I mean, we'll take. They've been gaining yards at will, so anything that isn't a first down is a win. And they will take this to the 2nd quarter, giving us a mad run for our money. Not that we have that much money to start with since we're 0-1, just like them, but you come into this game, especially at home, and you're thinking this is maybe a 10-point victory you're probably looking at, and instead it's looking dire right now. Saved by a magical run for 70. Those types of runs aren't super common from us either. It'd be like a 40-yarder over the middle. Woolen, maybe not really even his fault. He's playing the deep blue, but in that situation with everyone going short, you kind of want him to just say, hey, I'm going to cover the guy that's breaking towards the middle of the field where no one is. Instead, he's like, it's not my fault. Starting to get Jalen Ramsey diva mode out here as Porter's going to get a free rush, miss the sack, and Kyler Murray's going to throw it away like he has done multiple times today. Those plays have been brutal. Luckily, the last one we had, it was a field goal situation anyways, but that one isn't. It's a first down play that could derail this drive, and instead, now they're looking at a 2nd and 10. They throws it away. Could have been a 3rd and 18, something crazy. But now even at this moment, they have a chance to convert. Brooks gets in the middle of the field. Alexander, we got a tough job dropping back here. And deep over the middle, the safety's not there. Marshall's not there either. Tries to get it, and I think he did. I think he catches this ball, especially since it's Hopkins, if not for the dive. I can't tell if that heel is down before the tap of the left, but it doesn't matter because he puts his helmet into the ball and just blasts it away. Huge play. Absolutely huge play, which will lead to yet another field goal, which, I mean, it sucks giving up points, but you always got to look at, could it have been worse? And yes, it could have been. And hell, even there, it was close to missing. It's all right. We're climbing back in. Caldwell had a return that was nice before. We kind of sold on just getting the ball last time, and then this one back down to reality at the 24-yard line, which is fair enough. Let's try to get back to that run game. I will say they're kind of locked in on this. They're in a really good spot here, to be honest. But it is Kenneth Walker. You let him work. Nice stiff arm, and he gains 9. This is a good opportunity to take a shot. This isn't the craziest shot in the world, but this can, 20, 30 yards. If not, you take the little check down to... kind of a check down, which you don't need to worry about. That is some pressure. Great throw, great catch, great route. Moving down the field. Got to get some confidence here for Greer because obviously his numbers are not looking great. But yeah, could take that to Donaldson if it doesn't work that way. After that big play, they're maybe thinking, why go for it again? They're trying to try to slow burn us. And instead, yeah, let's throw it away. And that's a fumble. Greer. That is scary. Like, sure, I hate a 6-yard loss, but, like, when's it that didn't go out? That's a touchdown. Sure, it was a late throwaway, but, like, please, sir. And what is that throw? Thank God it was overthrown for everyone. Not going to lie, panicked a little bit. Wanted to bullet that in there, and I thought we were going to get jumped from the last play, and panicked the hell out of that. We're lucky to still have the ball, and we're going to throw this in to Patterson. If it wasn't for that fumble, man, we'd have a chance, but this is going to be a punt. Kicking a line driver, and I'm going to be honest with you, not our best work at all. Don't like our gunners getting down there in time, but that is just an awful punt. Such a bad one. Probably will be the worst of the year. And we need Adams on that. Really good tackle, though. The guy's name is Short. They have Higbee and Trey McBride. We're beaten by a guy named Short. Oh, that's a bad play. We just ran right out of there. Try to bait him out a little bit, and Dylan is just falling forward hard. The man's gaining 5+ each time. 6 minutes left. Is it our ball at half, I think? Which is fair enough, but chance to get up by 2 touchdowns here leaving the running back. I'll live with it. And that is just a really good play by Hopkins. Chambers is on it, trailing a little bit, but the ball is slightly behind. Puts his hands up for the swat and just gets mossed by one of the greatest to do it. I mean, what can you ask a rookie corner to do better than that against Hop? Like, you just can't, I mean, there's nothing. 1st and 10. I mean, they're coming out with this pass game, and it is working. They're doing well. Maybe trying to cheat inside here a little bit. And Woolen, really good coverage. I don't know what that decision was by Kyler. It wasn't a terrible throw, just an awful decision. I mean, the size difference there is just insane. 2nd and 10 motion. And that is a wide open inside. We do a decent job, though, of getting back there in time. But that inside cleared out quick. I felt like with the linebacker, we kind of had to make that play, though. We got Woolen pressing on Hop here. Outside, got to make that tackle. We got aggressive, and it worked. Alexander with a hit. Haven't seen, Dylan go backwards often this game. He did there, and it's going to be a huge, bend don't break situation for the defense yet again. Really need the offense to pick things up, though, as they're, killing us with a death by 1,000 cuts, at least on the scoreboard. They've got those big plays, too, sadly. Read option. Haven't really come out with this too often. I don't really like a first down read option, to be honest, but we're going to run it anyways, and what works, works. Gains about 6. Got DK Metcalf with a safety over top, but if we can fit that top left if he beats the one-on-one, which he does, please hit this. And that's the big play of DK Metcalf. Why are you testing him one-on-one? The safety's back there, but he doesn't have intentions of defending deep. And DK Metcalf just does what he does. Big plays today have been massive. I mean, not only do you just not do this with many corners, but Darnay Holmes, he doesn't have the size, he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the strength. What does he have that can even compete with him? And instead, the safety cuts inside to try and defend Fant, who, in fairness, is open, but it's Metcalf. I'm sorry, Fant. And most teams don't like going for the read option, the 2-point conversion early. I'm going for it early. I don't care. And maybe not a best decision. I really felt like the inside handoff was the best way to go on that read, and it just wasn't. I can see why most coaches don't like doing that. But I just like to know what I need to do early. So we're down by 3. We know what's up. Outside, he goes over the middle. Good hit by Brooks. Made it look like he missed the tackle, but he hit him. He hit him really hard, and he just flew a little. He took flight a little, just a tiny bit. And Wosu laid off the line inside, and Brooks was on that one. Beautiful play. And I know this team has some physicality. I know they have some speed, but we getting crazy. 3rd and 2. Blitz time, baby. And it's a read option. What a spin attempt, and he will not get it. Good job, D. Brooks stepping up big time. That was a nice 3 plays in a row for Brooks, getting him off the field instantly. And we're climbing back. Caldwell with a really good chance at this one, as this punt is not going that far. And Caldwell just going to utilize that speed. Actually kind of got caught pretty hard there. That's why we were trying to juke move, because Elliott had him cut off. Metcalf on the slant early in this route. Going to go with Fant, and that ball is terribly thrown and almost picked. That is a good read. That is a open receiver, and that is a bad ball. And inside we go to DK. Once again, not a great ball either. Definitely had Patterson as well, but I think it's a little bit easier throwing left to right than it is expecting the wide receiver to stop right on his dime spot and then the DB not to jump it. Whereas I know as long as the ball isn't super behind him, it's at least not going to be intercepted throwing to Metcalf. And that's, at this point, my biggest concern is these turnovers. 1st and 10. I like more. Oh, Metcalf. Thank you, Kenneth, for at least making him feel slightly better. That corner released Metcalf so quick. That's a massive play we just blew. And there goes Kenneth fighting hard. Gains about 6. Christian Barmore, their best run stopper, now injured. They do seem like they're still trying to defend the run pretty hard here. I still want to run it, though. Christian Barmore's out. I think you get a good push up the middle here. And doesn't matter when your right tackle sells. 4th and 1. I don't think you call the timeout here, but I think you go for it. I don't hate the clock situation. I don't hate the timeout situation. But I want to drain this as much as possible in case we don't get it. Going with the read option, and I'm going to hand it off right away because I trust Kenneth Walker. who fumbles for like the billionth time this season already. These are hit sticks he's fumbling on. That's the worst part of it. Oh, look at Mr. Metcalf gaining some yards. Call another timeout. I'll worry about the clock when it becomes a super problem. My main focus here is getting yards. Getting closer. And that's a tough one. DK's on it, though. Catches it, and I want to spike it. I want to spike it. I want to save that timeout in case something bad happens. Would you expect a Kenneth Walker streak is what I want to know. Actually, I feel like they're not on that, right? Kenneth Walker! Wow! Buda Baker with that freaking chase down. I can't believe he got there. Trying to throw that to the boundary. That's an amazing play. I can't get Metcalf over there more. And there's the speed of Moore. He is gone. Touchdown on the board again, and with a lead. Kyler rolling out slightly, taking the shot. He's a good 10 yards short, but it's not a terrible attempt. A couple of bounces. It was all our players there, so you can't really hate it. And yeah, Kyler and company with a little bit of a meltdown in that second quarter, giving us a lead in the second half possession. With those stats definitely looking vastly improved after that first quarter. A couple of nice deep shots that ended up getting us on the board, and big play potential working out for us. This half focusing on running the ball more and defending the short pass. Here goes Caldwell from his own 5-yard line. Should be a decent return chance. Gets it to the 31. Maybe could have bounced it all the way. I thought that was by far like 33-yard line as well. But either way, 31-yard line, again, not bad. Took what we could get. And I did not see that safety sitting on the logo there. I was thinking no safety help, 0. You know, like maybe you take the shot over the middle, and that could have been bad. It's not good when you don't see the player pre-snap. I can see during the snap, but pre-snap, maybe not. 2nd and 10 after the first down failed run, and our center, right guard, actually struggled hard on that. Another kind of bad run play. 3rd and 8 now. They were giving us the look. They're kind of like daring us to run it, and I can see why, because they're doing well on it without the help. And there goes Moore again, who is just killing it, and he's going to outrun number 9 easily, and number 9 is Simmons. This man Moore has got speed. He's got speed. Play action. And it's a tougher throw, and that's why you don't take the tougher throw. Just didn't think Jacobson was going to get more than like 2, maybe 3 yards, whereas Metcalf is obviously a very big gainer. 2nd and 10, Metcalf one-on-one. He is open, but the safety's on it, and that's what I was worried about. Trying to fit it into that window with the safety creeping is not easy, and they almost had us baited out very well there. Going to try to use Moore as the decoy with Metcalf over the middle. And we're taking that shot. Metcalf did get open, but I just couldn't guarantee that, whereas I knew for a fact if I throw that up to Fant, it's not going to be intercepted. And we do have our field goal, which with the young kicker, not guaranteed. Accuracy's off a little bit of wind, but it will be good. Extending the lead to 7 now. Got down the field very quickly, but also did not finish the drive how we were hoping we would have. 1st and 10 now from the 25. Fresh set. Touchdowns ties the game up. Try to swat that. Didn't really get the look I wanted. Chambers in on the play, which means we're going to take another look at this draft class. A bunch of defense for the most part. Porter, the safety, going to actually have him drop back last second on a blitz. And nonchalant tight end T-Rex is it, making it a 3rd and 5 situation. Going to help Marshall get over here. Couldn't get to where I wanted to get in time, and nice last-second play, which is going to be 4th and inches. I mean, with the way this momentum and the game is going, I think you go for that, but more importantly, how does Corey Davis, who made an insane play to get a touchdown earlier, not get the yards he needed? And Caldwell, speaking of getting yards he needed, finding more than I was thinking he was going to. Inside carry. Kenneth making plays, gains about 8 or 9. Beautiful movement. Great blocks. Back to the read option. Have a real love-hate relationship with it this game, let me tell you. 2nd and 2. Finally making the right read, and Greer's got room. Oh, wow, really? I get you can't hook him, Metcalf, but you could like pushed him on the ground or something. That'd be kind of cool. But a nice run, no fumble. That's all we can ever ask for. Going to try to cut this out route with Metcalf a little short. And that is a beautiful route and an even better throw and catch in general. 7 yards gained, and I think this could be the dagger shot. Can we get the separation we want, though? And we're in some trouble. That's okay. I like Jacobson. That's why you love a guy like Jacobson. In some trouble. Wanted to make sure we got rid of it so we didn't take a sack because a field goal is massively valuable. And the big man just allows you to take that risk. Fant, wide open. Don't know what they're doing there. Trying to bring the blitz, but you got to cover short in a blitz situation. And that'll be a first down. Stretch play. As Kenneth is going to find some room, try to cut it back left, gains 9, a first down. If we just avoid the turnover, we're looking good to try and put this one away. More in motion for the sweep. Not going to really get the look, but utilize the speed to get back to the line. Actually gained 2, surprisingly. Aggressiveness with the 5 wide. Kind of like Metcalf on a quick read. He is open, but try to throw it underneath to not just force a potential pick. Got sacked almost before we could get it off. All right, 3rd and 8. Maybe should have been running it there, but I just didn't like the way the run was looking. And Patterson going to try to do something. Can't do it. We'll be 2 yards short, and the situation we're in, you definitely kick this field goal. They're saying go for it. I don't agree. You know, the inside blocks have been real hit or miss this game, and, you know, we're not safe yet, but a 2-possession lead, I think almost any situation you could take, you got to go for that over anything. A.J. Dillon, 6 for 41, but the problem is they stop running. Of course, we're talking about that, trying to bet on the fact that they are going to try to run early, and they will. It's a read option, and really good blocks despite the fact that we have the numbers. Huge hit by Kalen Barnes. Murray, though, gaining a solid about 15. For us to make that call, despite the fact that, you know, they're not really showing they want to run the ball, it's pretty insane, and yet it still doesn't work. Over the middle, and really good comeback route. Solid throw and really good catch. Could maybe argue that he was out of bounds, but I don't think the challenge is worth it in that situation. It's a fresh down situation before that, you know, it doesn't really matter too much, and he cuts it back inside. Murray fighting will not get much. Gains a yard. I thought he had a look to the outside. We were racing to get back there. Maybe that's what he saw, and he thought he wasn't going to win it, but he definitely should have went to the edge, in my opinion. Over the middle, try to swat. I thought he was going to throw it there, and that could be a grounding, but it could also be a roughing. This could go either way, and it's going to go the bad way. It's going to be roughing on one of the edge rushers, I believe. It is going to be against Boyamafe, which is not a good time to come in with that, as that was going to be a 3rd and pretty long situation. Bringing the blitz. Going to drop Mafe off here. Oh, that is a good play call. That is a great play call. Maybe the slide isn't a good decision, but they tricked us with that one. The QB draw in that situation was a really good decision there. I can't believe they actually went with that. And this read option is killing us. One-on-one, Adams makes the play. Gains a yard or 2. Seems like they can't get out of it now, though. It's like they really want to run the options. We're going to drop back Alexander because you would expect Jordan Brooks to be the one to drop back. And there goes the rush with Nwosu, making it a 3rd and 16 situation. Probably going to let this one hit the 4th quarter, I'd imagine. And Mafe are going to be dropping back with again. And here goes Kyler Magic, throwing just a little dump off. I get trying to protect the score, as, you know, the field goal does put you back in that 1-possession situation. 1 quarter remaining. We've been in control ever since probably the mid-2nd quarter. They got to hit this field goal to keep this interesting, which they do. Can the offense continue to put pressure on with points? Or will we choke in the worst opportunity situation possible? We got the return going left, and that's where the ball goes, so why wouldn't we take this back? Need a little bit of better help there, but nice little return to the 28, kind of doing it on his own a little bit. Kenneth Walker, 123 yards rushing, 6 receiving, 129 total. Likely on par for a 150 game, at least. But they are keying in. You can see there's a lot of people stacked here, but I still trust Kenneth. Don't trust the blockers, though, as obviously they had us beat on that look. crosser look, which will spread them out a little bit. They're obviously, it's almost no situation where Fant gets the ball here, so I'm just going to hand this off to Kenneth, who, once again, kind of has to do it all himself as Elton instantly gives up his spot, and we do gain 4. Kind of wish we had Kenneth back in the backfield here, which we will get. I don't hate this. Don't really like Fant's route, but I don't hate it. And there's that clear out. We get the block. Patterson trying to get to the edge. Gets to the 49-yard line. Huge first down. Took the guy in the middle of the field out with having Kenneth run that out route while in the backfield. Oh, Lord. Come on, guys. Got to give the man a chance. Can we give the man a chance? Do we mind? Maybe. No one else minds. Again! Kenneth trying to make something happen. Could have had a spinal injury there as he gets kind of hit right in the back. Fellas, the right tackle just instantly dying, man. This is crazy, dude. And I can't really go to more there. Fant makes it interesting. I think you can hit the field goal, but it's not a guarantee. And this time, instead of 2 yards, it is 1. The big boy Tanner time. Lower that shoulder, get that first down, baby. And he will. Look at him bowl through a player. Bolton. Not a bunch of size on him, but a little bit of size still runs through him for 2 extra. We hit him with the jet earlier, and this is not a bad look if we were to actually go with the jet, so it could fake him out that it's not a real handoff to him. And it doesn't when they look like they were run committing. Yards per carry average is dropping hard for Kenneth. They are really keying in. Only got 3 linebackers down, though, so if we can just get a push like we should. There goes Kenneth. Late decision by the defender, and he will get the first down easily. I like Fant on this a lot to get an opening. And that's a tough one. Fant would have been open, but once again, that right tackle spot, man. I almost want to bench him right now because he is struggling. And that's a sit down. Patterson with a great catch. Murphy's a solid corner, and that throw is tough. Fits it in there. I don't know how that's not picked. That is really good. That is really good. 1st and 10 from the 10. And once again, I'm not going to fight that. Once again, instantly shedded for a loss of 2. Some plays you get a couple of blocks. Most plays, today at least, getting nothing. Read option, 2nd and 12. Let's see what the edge defender does. Makes the wrong read, and Greer has a chance. Missed blocks, holding the button there. That's a close call. From the 1, 3rd and 1. You get this touchdown, you likely win. If you're short, I mean, you kind of have to go for it. 1 yard line is hard to score from. And Tanner tries the dive, is denied, but they call it a first down. Wait, this is even better. A nipple-sized hair over the line, and they call it first down. And in this situation, you kind of want us to just waste the clock, go for the field goal, and just let the clock bleed out in general. Screw it. Yeah, I like that. I was going to dive in, and they were like, do you really, though? And it's like, yeah, I do, but I guess we didn't. Another run. And I mean, fair enough. Whatever. I know you open the game up with an onside kick attempt, but at the same time, they're going to get the ball back some way or another with enough time to get that touchdown and onside. I'd rather have them down 7 with an onside kick recovered than to be down by 3 with an onside kick recovered. So it's really about trusting this defense, which, once again, I obviously do. And that is a very interesting decision. You have time to throw. We're also in the wrong formation here. You have time to throw, and you just kind of force it. Moved everyone over, and with our athletic linebackers, you can come out of that formation and still come with some coverage because those guys are so fast. Gets out of bounds, gains 7. That's not a bad look. Running base 4, nothing more. 3rd and 3. Inside play, Wolling getting beat a little bit. He's kind of playing off in zone coverage there, though, so you can't really blame him solely. 2-minute warning and a miracle needed to try and win this game. 5 wide, so you already know that we have to put 3 down. Tight end's open, the curl route's open, and Kyler's going to throw it away. Don't know if he just didn't like the fact that he would have gained only maybe 12 yards to lose a bunch of time, or what's the story, but I think no matter what the clock is, you got to get down the field. You got to get that touchdown before you think about any sort of, tying situation. As Dylan gets hit so hard, he's going to be short, and they're going to call a timeout. They didn't like the runoff situation. Don't know why they wouldn't just kneel it down or spike it down. In that, you're close enough as is, but they call the timeout. And that could be picked. Short hands T-Rex drop. 4th and 3, though, and as much as you want to call the game, I think you still got to come with coverage. You let them dink and dime you, even if they convert here. Kyler, what a really good decision and throw, gets the first down and gets him out of bounds. Sure, a blitz could have won us the game, but if he hits the deep throw and gets the play, it's the best way for them to win this game. Them slowly rolling down the field here is really running on a clock. I don't know if it's going to happen. Adams with a huge pop, going to only gain 5. They're moving again. Sitting in man coverage, trying to drop back. I don't know if we got the look, and Woolen should have had a house call. Come on, Woolen. I need you to pick that, dude. Why is he not picking that? Like, does anyone actually legitimately know? We couldn't get out there. Woolen, who's in the zone, just plays way off. Like, we have him obviously protecting the end zone, but I mean, you don't have to play 20 yards off the moment the ball is damn snapped. Look at him. He's like, he's all the way in the end zone by the time the ball is going. Little late drop, trying to go deep. He's got that underneath, but in the end, with Hopkins for some reason coming back to him at this point in the game, he's actually going to not really gain a whole lot. We are in a bad spot here. And he's going to take that secondary route, but Brooks is going to be on it. I mean, we had the wrong players on the wrong matchups, and they still couldn't get separation there. Brooks is him in this second quarter and beyond. And that's a pretty good play by them, and Woolen drops it. Go team, sure, if you say so. And at this point, it may be time to go. And that is pretty good job by Hopkins. Game on the line. They got to call a timeout, which they do. Game on the line. If you're Hopkins, you do that, I think. We've got nobody on the running back. And we can't get there with Alexander. Obviously, he wasn't actually manned up. We last second decided to pull him off. Not a bad decision, but 23 seconds left. They need the extra point. Well, they don't really need it, but it gives them a better chance. They get it. Here it is for all the marbles. Can they get an onside kick? Patterson, Moore, some trustworthy guys out there. Patterson apparently deciding to dive into them instead of sliding will seal the game on that recovery. What a weird game. And I accidentally chose a play. I'm going to actually have to kneel it. 33-26. We've shown that we can score, and we did a little bit better in not turning the ball over this game. We still turned it over, and it was a situation where we fumbled on a first down throwaway situation. I think it derailed the drive because we lost 6 on it. At least it went out of bounds, but we did take care of the ball a little bit better. Pressure was insane at times, but for the most part, blocking wasn't the worst thing ever. But I will say the run game has struggled. That 70-yard run is kind of a misalignment of the defense and a broken tackle by Kenneth. And without that, I mean, you're really looking at a pretty bad run game yet again. But Greer, pretty good performance. Completion percentage a little off because there was some throwaways when we're getting pressured and some really tight coverage where it was just kind of a knockdown. Kenneth, 20 for 142, 7.1 yards per carry with a touchdown. But you take away that 70-yard run, that's 19 for 72. That's not the greatest game. It's similar to last week. But overall, it counts. Those yards do matter. As far as fumbles go, we did have some fumbles, but we recovered both of them, thankfully. We only had one interception. DK Metcalf, 138 yards with a touchdown. That huge play he had. Patterson a little bit better this week. Moore had some nice plays, including a touchdown. Fant was limited, which is not a common sighting for him, but they have one of the best linebacking units in the league, so it doesn't shock me. And as far as the defense goes, pressure was non-existent against a pretty bad offensive line, which is really worrisome, but they were getting the ball out quickly. Rasul Douglas with the interception, ironically enough, the guy that I insulted the most. We got some upgrade points. Jonathan Tanner is one of them. Going to go with a power back because that's what he is for us. 1 to break tackle, 1 to trucking. Would have loved to see like a +2 to trucking or maybe +3. And then Uchenna Nwosu, who's obviously one of our best, if not the best pass rusher we have, gets a power move. We'll go in for speed rusher, but does get a speed move upgrade, which is nice, as he's 86 speed now, which I honestly thought he already had, but that's nice to have. 91 finesse. He's a great player. Nice win, which will put us on the board, which means if the Rams lose, I imagine we're number 1 in the division, but thinking about the division lead at this point is kind of useless anyways. But the Rams next week, so I guess winner of that game likely takes the lead in the division. Colts after that, and then the Buccaneers. So some up and down games coming up, but away games, a lot of them. Starting out with 2 homes, 3 straight away, maybe more, who knows. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays. If you're not new, really appreciate continued support, especially on this series. And speaking of series, like I said, that new one, hopefully at the end of the week. Not guaranteed, but yeah, that's it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!